Time travel, my fellow enthusiasts, has been a head-scratching puzzle that's had us captivated for centuries. The idea of traveling to the past or future, witnessing historical events, or catching a glimpse of what the future holds is an enticing mix of fascination and excitement. Now, let's delve into one of the most debated stories in the alleged time travel realm, the fascinating case of Rudolph Fentz. According to the tale, this man disappeared in the 19th century and then reappeared in the 20th century. It's a story that has become a staple in our urban legends collection. But, as always, there's a question lingering. Did this seemingly impossible journey through time really happen? But hey, let's not keep all this fascinating knowledge to ourselves. Join our community of curious minds by subscribing right away. When you do, drop us a comment saying, "I subscribe," to let us know you're on board. We'll be thrilled to respond and engage with your questions and suggestions. Together, let's embark on an exciting journey to uncover hidden secrets and untold tales on Becker's casual history. Legend has it that in mid-June 1951, around 11 p.m., a peculiar man was discovered aimlessly wandering New York's Times Square. Estimated to be about 29 years old, he sported outdated clothing and seemed to have materialized out of thin air. Baffled onlookers observed as the disoriented man stumbled around the bustling square, appearing lost. When concerned individuals approached him, he insisted he hailed from the year 1876. Authorities were summoned, but before help arrived, the man tragically met his end. Unaware of the dangers posed by cars, he stepped into the street and was struck by a speeding taxicab. His lifeless body was taken to the nearest morgue, and the confusion deepened as officials examined his belongings. So why does the internet speculate that Rudolph Fentz was a time traveler? It's not just his sudden appearance or old-fashioned clothes, it's what they found in his pockets. The morgue officials discovered a 5-cent beer token with an unrecognized bar name. Alongside that was about $70 in outdated banknotes, which raised a few eyebrows. Even stranger still was a bill for horse care and carriage washing. Adding to the peculiarity were business cards with Rudolph Fentz's name and a Fifth Avenue address, along with a letter dated 1876. None of these items showed signs of aging, despite supposedly being nearly 80 years old. The case landed on Captain Hubert Fifth Rhymes' desk at the NYPD's Missing Persons Department. He traced the address to a Fifth Avenue business but hid a deed end when the owner didn't know Rudolph Fentz. Rhymes checked the phone book and found no one named Rudolph Fentz, no fingerprints, and no matching missing persons report. However, he spotted an entry for Rudolph Fentz Jr. in a 1939 phone book. Rhymes tracked Fentz Jr. to a building where residents recalled him as a man in his 60s who had relocated in 1940. Unfazed, he delved into Fentz Jr.'s bank records, revealing he had passed away 5 years earlier. When Rhymes spoke with Fentz Jr.'s wife in Florida, she shared unsettling details. She disclosed the disappearance of Rudolph Fentz, her husband's father, who vanished at 29 during an evening walk and was last seen at Times Square. Confirming this, Rhymes found Rudolph Fentz in the 1876 missing person files, matching the man in the morgue. To avoid potential ridicule, Rhymes closed the case as unresolved, finding the strangeness deeply unsettling. Fentz's story seems to have entered the public realm around 1972, but really blew up during the internet age. People became convinced that Fentz was a time traveler. His demeanor, clothes, and the objects he carried all pointed to it. The prevailing theory was that he had somehow slipped through a wormhole or portal and ended up in the 20th century. Not everyone believes Fentz was a time traveler, and there are reasons to agree with them. The prevailing theory for a long time was that Fentz was a hoax, possibly fabricated to fool the public or make money. Some suggested he might have been an actor hired by a journalist, prankster, or writer, aiming to create a sensational story, but met with an unfortunate accident. Another possibility is that Fentz was a lost soul, someone suffering from a dissociative identity disorder or a delusional disorder who adopted Fentz's identity. Message boards pointed out that Fentz's name, address, and occupation were common in the 19th century, suggesting it could be a coincidence that a man named Fentz went missing around the time the supposed time traveler emerged. His clothes and belongings might have been obtained from a costume shop or an antique store. While these are all plausible theories, we now know they are incorrect. In 2000, folklore researcher Chris Albrecht investigated the story after it appeared in a Spanish magazine. portrayed as a factual report. He traced its origin to the 1972 May-June issue of the Journal of Borderland Research, also presented as a factual report. Further digging revealed that the magazine obtained the Fentz story from a 1953 book, A Voice from the Gallery, by Ralph M. Holland. The following year, Holland's plagiarism was exposed when Pastor George Murphy corrected him. It turned out that Holland had plagiarized the story from either a 1952 Robert Heinlein science fiction anthology, Tomorrow the Stars, or a short story published in Collier's magazine. Regardless of the source, the conclusion remained the same. Rudolph Fentz wasn't an urban legend or a real-life time traveler. He was a character in a short story titled I'm Scared, created by the famous science fiction writer Jack Finney. This urban legend can be considered thoroughly debunked. If you've enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Becca's Casual History. Join us as we continue uncovering the strange and fascinating tales of our world. And of course, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching.